Ladies, it looks like we're live.
Yes.
Welcome.
Woohoo! Live. Love it.
Margaret, I don't think you got the memo. It's a pink day. Like
I
we're
didn't get
all
the memo. I was looking at everyone and I was like, seriously, did I not get the memo about the pink? I thought I did okay wearing blue. And
okay.
then I was like, sorry, I didn't get the pink memo.
And
It's
I
pink
don't
day
have a
every
pink
day
pen.
in my world.
There
I
we
have a
go,
pink
pink
pen.
pen.
It
You got a
has
pink pen. That's fantastic.
That's what I was gonna
It
say. It's a pink day every day in my world.
Yeah, because you got the two girls, right? Keeps you busy. It's so funny. I don't even have that much pink, although it's one of my favorite colors. And my body said, wear this today. I'm like, okay. So, what are we doing here, ladies? Why are we on here together? And why are we doing a Facebook Live?
Something
We're
to do
dealing
with hope,
hope.
maybe?
I was gonna say
What are
something to
you
do with
holding
hope.
up? What were you holding up, Shar?
My cup of hope.
Oh, it's hard to see because you've got the
Yeah, you got
blur
the
on.
thing in the background. So yeah, as I said,
You
it's
got
gonna
your
make it
blur
hard
on.
to see.
Yes, we're
Yes.
here. We're here about hope. We want to talk hope. Who would like to talk hope with us? If you are listening to us live or you're watching us live, feel free to drop some comments and ask us some questions. We would love to answer that. So I am Christine McIver, and I am here to talk about hope. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
I'm Lisa Marie Robinson, and I'm here to talk about hope.
Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
I'm
I
Shar
am.
McCready, and I'm here to talk about hope.
My name is Margaret Dennis, and I'm here to talk about hope too.
So randomly, we're here to talk about hope. We are a group of women, of which we're just about a third of, no, not even maybe a fifth of the amount of people that want to talk about hope and bring more hope to the world. We are all coming together to talk about hope because we're coming together to bring hope to the world in a summit called Sparks of Hope, Shooting for Success. So Shar's brilliant idea for us to come on and let's talk about this. Let's talk about this a lot. Every single one of us, all four of us, and we don't have to get into the particulars, but all four of us came on going, oh my God, oh. There's not anybody that we four know in these 10 seconds that couldn't use some more hope in their lives. And as Shar says, we are all hope dealers, and we deal in hope. We deal in bringing hope to people's worlds. And I don't know of anyone that could say, yeah, I'm good. I am good. I don't need any more hope. Everything is 100% tickety boo, has been for 50 years, will be for the next 50. I don't know anybody. And I certainly know, well, you really would have to be on a mountain all by yourself for about 20 years to not realize that the world absolutely could use more love, more kindness,
And more
and
hope.
most
Yeah.
certainly hope, right?
Mhm.
1 million gazillion percent.
Percent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Margaret, why don't you start with what does hope mean to you?
Hope means to me many things. It's definitely a feeling of positivity, a feeling of moving forward. And I know we talked the other day, and we're talking about the Sparks of Hope Summit, and it really is a spark. It's that glimmer in the darkness when all things seem like so bad that, especially with the clients that I work with in the grief sphere, it's like nothing seems like it's going to be any better ever. And so hope for me is that one little spark of light, that one little spark of love that people can grasp onto and say, oh, maybe there's more. Maybe there's more. I don't have to live in this space forever. Like I may feel heavy now, but there's something more out there waiting for me. There's something more out there that I could start taking little tiny steps towards. I think hope for me is that sense of more. There's more that we can do. There's more that we can feel. There's more that we can achieve. There's more people we can love, including ourselves. there's just more. I think that's the word that's coming up inside of me, is hope is actually more.
It's
And more in everything, not just more in money, or it's more love, more connection, more life, just more goodness, more connection, everything. It's just more.
Yeah, more possibilities.
More possibilities, more
So,
opportunities.
Margaret, you deal with grief specifically in your area of business, in your area of expertise. I would imagine that for some people that are in grief, and who hasn't been there, I know
Hmm.
absolutely, right? We've all had a pretty close encounters in the last 4 or 5 years. And sometimes that's all we have left when we're
Hmm.
in grief is hope. It must be something that you're discussing all the time.
It is. It's something that comes up a lot. It's something that I help my clients see and recognize again, because sometimes when you're so lost in the darkness of grief, the idea of hope, of feeling any sense of joy, is lost. And so what I work with a lot with my clients is, let's just find that one little thing. One little thing. Let's just start with feeling a little bit of positive, right? And
Mm,
that, maybe it's like, this morning I got up and I actually had a shower.
yeah,
Win, right? Look,
huge.
there's something positive. Maybe it's, I got to feel the sunlight on my face while I sat in the backyard with my coffee. It doesn't have to be a big thing. And then when we switch our minds to looking for those little things,
Yeah,
that's when the hope starts to come up. Is like, well, maybe if I've noticed a couple of little things, maybe there might be something more. And I really encourage my clients to sit with those feelings for like 5 seconds. It's like, enjoy the sun on your face for 5 seconds. It's not a long time, but
yeah,
just enough for you to start to feel something other than sadness and despair and resentment and anger and all those things that come along, depending on the type of grief that you're going through.
right,
But it's those little things that build and build, and you're like, okay, well, if I can feel a couple of little things, maybe I can feel 3 little things, maybe I can feel 4 little things. And then the idea of maybe, just maybe, I might be able to feel happiness or joy again longer than 5 seconds becomes their thread of hope,
right.
right?
Yeah, I like the thread. What about
Hmm.
you, Shar? What's hope for you? What does hope mean to you?
We're going to continue this conversation, Margaret, because very much the same. I deal in the wellness space, and a lot of times people get in a bad wellness space as a result of something that maybe they went to Margaret for, an event that triggered a whole spiral of things. So for me, hope comes from a very deep, deep place in my own journey, coming out of many, many years of a cancer diagnosis that also was in the same time frame as things like 9/11, the loss of other people in my life, so many traumas at one time. And so hope for me is possibility and positivity.
Mm,
When we can learn that the word impossible actually says, I'm possible, and we just begin to start. I usually have to do a lot of the work that Margaret referenced with my patients, because they are in a hopeless or a very deep place of despair,
yes.
etc. Yes, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Yes.
We're a little bit aligned there, Shar. A little
Yeah,
bit aligned in
just a
that
wee
one.
bit. Just a wee
Just
bit. I
a wee
love
bit.
that. Oh my gosh. You'll have to send me that. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's getting the mind wrapped around for my clients and patients that where they're at in that moment with their wellness and their health is not going to be there forever. It will only be there forever, THEIEEIR, not ERE, their own personal forever if they choose it. And when you're in a very, very tough place with your health and wellness, it can become a mountain that seems insurmountable. And so when we work here, then we can begin to get the body to respond. And hopefully I educate people on the micro things that they can implement each and every day. And it's with all of these systems and things that I learned that I'm now cancer-free, 13 years this January myself, and
Yay.
still not on any prescription medication, no chemo, no radiation, none of the things that also have other long lasting effects. And it was a very divine encounter for me there.
Nice. Nice. Wow. So we've got grief. We've got health. Lisa Marie, take it away, sister. What is hope to you?
The wealth, baby.
Well, I mean, I was actually going to say that, okay, we're all three really aligned. I know me and Shara are really aligned because we met a few years ago. I don't even know how long ago it was, Shar. And then we met in person. Has it been 5? When we met in person, and it was like we were long lost friends and just hadn't seen each other in a couple of years. For me, you know, hope is never giving up. It's again that possibility, you know, believing anything is possible. And you know, the work I do, I work with women to show them that you can create, retain, and expand wealth, and it doesn't matter if you came for money. That our stories are just that, they're stories. And again, it's like Shar said, it can stay forever, but it's there forever, meaning they have to, you know, if they choose to. And I tell my children all the time, my girls all the time, you know, it's a choice. So, for example, my daughter finally made the A honor roll, right? And when I say finally, it's because, thank you, we've been cheering. But when I say finally, it's because at the beginning of the school year, she made a decision. She said, I am going to make the A honor roll, not a B, all A's. Now, she's made the AB honor roll all last year, and she made the AB honor roll the first 2 quarters. She's on an IEP, so there's extra learning there for her. Okay, she has dyslexia and dysgraphia. So I want you to understand that it's not just a student needing to, you know, pay attention and not goof around. There's extra things that she would have to do. But she made a decision. So it was her choice. I'm not going to forever stay on the AB honor roll. I'm making a decision. And she missed it by 1 class in the first quarter by like 2 points. The same class she missed it the second quarter by 1 point. And instead of giving up, she started advocating for herself, asking for help. Right. So, I mean, like Shar said, and even like Margaret said, when you're in grief or you've got wellness, and even it's with money, you get in this space. And another example is I was on food stamps. So you get in this space and you don't feel there is any hope. So most people, when we get on food stamps and we're having to ask for money and we're never able to pay our bills, you don't see a way out. All you see is there's no money. You can't provide for your kids. You're having to choose what bill to pay and what bill not to pay. We don't see that it all stems from those money stories, those money beliefs, and that affects how we're managing it, how we're thinking about it, the relationship with it, and all that. And so once we decide and we actually ask for help, which is a big, huge thing, and for women, we don't like to do that for some reason. I think it's because we are supposed to be all and do all. I'm horrible at asking for help. I'm much better now than I used to be. But you know, I'm much better, and I'm still horrible at it.
Char was just very strongly agreeing that you suck at that.
She can. She knows me well enough to know. And you know, my daughter, she advocated for herself. She went and said, this is where I'm struggling. This is why I'm not doing this. And so me and her IEP person, we met and we said, okay, her accommodations aren't enough. She has dysgraphia, so she has a hard time writing. One of her classes is grading them on their notebook. She's not completing the notes because she can't keep up with the writing. So guided notes was added as an accommodation. Boom. The complication was it. She didn't give up. She advocated for herself, and she made the A honor roll. Y'all, go look at the picture on my Facebook page. The smile on my daughter's face says it all. She's like, I mean, the entire, normally, like, she's picking her fingers. She has ADHD. So normally, you know, sitting still for a long time, it's just not medicine or not medicine. You can't do it. But she's normally doing this. And every time she look up and she see the phone with the camera, she's big smiling. And so I tell people, it just shows you, in the post I said, it wasn't even all A's. It was the fact that she made a decision. She didn't give up when she didn't make it the first 2 times. And she advocated for herself. She asked for help. She said,
Mhm.
I need more help. I need tutoring. I need something. This is where I'm struggling. And that's what, I mean, that's what we all do. Someone says, we need help. We're asking for help, you know, and I tell my clients all the time, you could try and go it alone, but why? Why not ask for help and let me be there with you to get you out of that valley that you're in. And the same thing with Shar, and I'm sure Margaret too, because I mean grief is that's a big, huge, deep valley that we can all get lost in. And I just hope to me means that, you know, there's a second chance, there's a fresh start, that not to give up. And I mean, people are like, how did you go through not being able to pay bills and being on food stamps? I said, it's grit and determination. This wasn't all there was. You know, I always say, if them, why not me?
Mm. Yeah.
So if we see that there's a possibility that I'm possible, there's always a possibility as long as we have hope and we don't give up.
Yeah. There's I mean, there's so much. When we all came together this week and we're in the meeting, everybody had a different version of what hope means to them. It was very, very cool. For me, hope is a spark. It's just that one teeny little thing that when I'm going to speak for me, when I lift up my chin, I can see one little thing. And sometimes in a huge world of darkness, and I've been there, I have been there. You know, I remember, and I'm not going to cry. I'm telling my body this. I'm not going to cry. I remember my marriage ended. I had 2 children. And on my birthday that year, I had to go to the food bank. And college educated, you know,
Oh,
I'm good with money, but all hell went to crazy. And I remember driving away from that food bank and just bawling my eyes out. There's nothing wrong with food banks, don't get me wrong. But when you think you've climbed the hills,
yeah.
you know, and then it feels like you're in a landslide, you know, that's what it felt like for me, that I was in a landslide. And there's been many moments when I felt like that. And then it's like that darkness, it engulfs you, right? And then that one little tiny spark, that one little tiny spark of maybe I can get back up out of this,
Yeah.
maybe. And it's actually dropping your barriers of vulnerability and putting your hand up and saying, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I need help, but not from a pathetic, I'm a victim, but there's a difference, right? Like
Yeah.
when somebody comes at me with their victim energy, I'm just like, go away. Because the biggest
No.
manipulator in the room is a victim.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
you know, we're not a victim when life occurs. It's when we're trying to
It's how
really
we react to it.
use somebody.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's how we're trying to use somebody
Hmm.
in getting what we want, right?
Right.
When you are in a space of growth, right, which is struggle, that's what you don't grow in the easy days. And when you're in that space and saying, I'm struggling, and someone comes over and says, how can I contribute? Now, I have a big point of view. Lots of people use the word help. I don't use the word help for a very specific reason. I use the word contribute.
Well, I
Because
like that.
oftentimes when we
Mhm.
say, how can I help you? There's an energy for me that says they can't help themselves. They're a victim. That's not the truth. We
Mm,
Right.
all have abilities, but
Right.
hey, how could I contribute? Like yesterday, Margaret is like, Christine, I need to talk to you. I need some brainstorming. Absolutely. Let's jump in and let's have a conversation. If she sat with it long enough, she'd have come up with what she wanted to come up with, right? But it's that, yeah, let me contribute. Let me contribute. So when someone
like that.
contributes to you, when you're struggling and you feel hopeless and you feel like you're in the darkness, it can make such a huge difference. So that spark now doubles in size.
Yep.
Right. And for me, being in business, one of the big reasons that I love working with people in business is because there's so many things for me that were difficult. And I used what my brain likes to do to dive in and learn how to do it. And it's fun for me. And I also know that it is really hard and it's a real struggle for other people. And I see people again and again and again feeling overloaded, overwhelmed. They're not making money. Like, how the hell? I don't want to be doing all this shit. I want to be over here working with my clients, or I want to
Yes.
be painting. I want to be painting. I don't want to be doing all this shit. And for me, it's like, and they give up. There's
Yeah.
so many businesses give up again and again. And I'm out here going, let me contribute. Let's work. We can, yeah. And so for me, it's like, you don't have to be on the edge of suicide to really need hope. You can be, hey, I got all this accomplished and I got this accomplished, I got this accomplished, but this isn't, and I've run out of steam.
Yeah.
I've just run out of get up and go again. And those are the days when just that one spark, if you will just flame, if we'll just, what is the word?
Fan the flame.
Fan the flame.
Fan that flame just a little bit, that spark's gonna grow. And I think, I do see people really successful in lots of areas of their lives. And then when it comes to their area of expertise, of course, they're brilliant. But when it comes to business, of course, I see them because that's my area, right? When it comes to business, they're lost and they're ready to just like really have a major breakdown. And it doesn't need to be that way. And so for each of us, in our area of expertise, we know it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that big of a struggle. It doesn't allow us to contribute to you so you can show up with your expertise and you can contribute to another being or another part of the world that desperately needs that hope.
And
And
now
on
to
that
have
note,
my OBM change my website and is not going to have the word help in it, because I love how you rephrase that. And in all honesty, I'm going to be honest. When I say help, I mean,
Don't be
us
honest. I
getting
want you to
together,
lie to me.
right?
Lie to me. Lie to me.
I don't do that well. I'm way too sassy and blunt. Shar can also attest to that. um, and when I say help, I mean us do it together. But on the same token, I've seen what you're talking about. Like when people say I want help, what they want is they want you to handle it and do it for them. They don't want to do anything about it. They just want you to fix it. And so contributing lets people know, whether it's an entrepreneur, spouse, kid, whoever, that you're going to contribute.
Well,
to
the
working
word
with them so
contribute,
that you can, right, you use it and that lets, if there is someone with the mindset of, oh, you're going to fix this and help me by doing it and I don't have to do it. I tell people all the time, and I say help, I can help you. However, you have to be willing to do the work.
so the word contribute, let me expand on that. The word contribute is the simultaneity of gifting and receiving.
So it's them doing the work and you also help.
Well,
Okay.
it could be, I will contribute to create your website. You are, in exchange, are going to pay me money. Okay.
I like that.
So that's a
I like
contribute.
that.
So there
Yeah,
is an
that's
exchange, right? We have an exchange of energy. We have an exchange of services, but
I like
at
that.
no time is anybody showing up as a victim. And I
Right.
see a lot of people, and I do this purposely. I see a lot of people out here, especially in the new age services, believing that they have to help everybody. And it's like, stop that. Stop
Yeah.
that. Nobody's a victim. Everybody came here with the same abilities. Do we go through challenges and struggles? Hell yeah. Call me any day. I might be on the floor in the fetal position. Like, but,
And
but
that's even as an entrepreneur. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I even told you the last 6 months have been probably the biggest rebirthing, growing pain, phoenix rising moments in my business. And I would have never seen it, but it's been the best.
I think the energies today in the last 2 or 3 years, we all know it's been shifting like we are in a tornado. I don't know anyone, and I mean this, I talk to thousands of people all the time. I don't know anyone that's not being, swinging in the wind at points and being, we're up leveling, we are changing, we are evolving, and it requires, getting our asses kicked. So we'll choose something different. Like, I don't know if you all know this, but I was in corporate for 20 years. I was in human resources and I had a mental breakdown. And I know that it was the universe squeezing me out of that area because I wouldn't have left because I felt like it was the job. I found it. It was the thing that was going to take care of me for the rest of my life. Like all of that, I wasn't going to leave. And so I really do believe the universe squeezes us out of comfortable spaces to bring us where
All
we
the
need
time.
to be, right? And we have these times, but it doesn't mean that it's the end.
Absolutely.
Char, you were
I
going to say something.
wanted, oh, go ahead, Char.
Well, and to that note, a couple of points back, Christine and Lisa Marie, one thing I've learned is in that journey, when we're in a valley, or a client, or for me, a patient is in a valley, sometimes the hope is simply giving permission with a deep breath and then saying to oneself, courage is the time to know to go to bed tonight and try again tomorrow. And just allowing that rest or that pause. And when we're in a valley, that uncomfort, right? We're walking, what the saying is, when you're going through hell, go fast, don't stop, because it's uncomfortable.
I've never heard that
It's
one.
it's very stinging. It can be hurtful. All the emotions can come up. And when we make decisions, or if we were to make decisions, important ones, in a valley, when the emotions are high, our logic is low. And clinically, we know that to be true. So we make the worst decisions usually in a high emotional state.
Yeah.
So
Very,
that's
very
a
true.
thing. And it,
Yeah.
it is just, the thread can be that thin of giving oneself permission that, I'm just going to try again tomorrow. Today is complete. And taking that rest, unplugging, severing that tie for the day.
Yeah.
And then girded oneself up. I like to put my spiritual armor on every day, as well as my physical armor, by going to the gym and working out, so that I'm equipped for that next day with refreshment. Then my head is clear and we can go onward in whatever it is that we're dealing with or asking for new knowledge, right? Because sometimes that exchange is also recognizing, I thought I knew how to navigate this or do this particular skill, and I really only know this much, but I need that much.
Right.
And so who do I know? Or, hey, Christine, who do you know that can help me with because that's their expertise and I need more of that expertise.
Yeah.
Right.
And, we'll get to you in just a second, Margaret. I just want to add, the whole idea of what's gone on in the last several years, we have all pulled back from the interaction as much as we were. Okay. It was for various reasons. We don't have to get into that, but we have to come back into being in community. We have to come back and communicate with each other. Being an entrepreneur, I live in this home and I work in this office. There's no other physical body here. Now, there's lots of energies, but there's no other physical bodies that are here. I am online all the time with people, but we have to be able to make those strong connections online and really feel like, Margaret, I'm struggling today. Could you give me 10 minutes? Being willing to give yourself what you need. You just took a drink of water, didn't you, Lisa Marie? Because your body knew you needed water, right?
Yeah.
What if we allowed ourselves to reach for what it is that we need, that is going to take us from a level 9 to a 10? It's okay. If you're at a 9, please share, please, come. But this is one of the things that, all of these amazing speakers are going to be bringing, is they're going to be bringing their top-notch expertise to contribute to create more possibilities in the world and to give you more hope wherever you are. Sorry, Margaret, please go ahead.
Oh, no, that's good. I've been thoroughly enjoying the conversation. One of the things that I noticed, and I'm of the exact same mindset is all three of you mentioned the idea of a choice, right?
Mhm.
We all have a choice. Yep, inspired choices. I love that, right? Very in line, Christine. But I talk to my clients about that all the time. It's like, yes, you're going through a really hard time. You have my deepest sympathies and my deepest warmth and compassion and understanding, and we're going to work through this. But ultimately, I can coach you till the cows come home. But if you don't make that choice to do the
Amen.
work, to express, to do the things that you need to do to move forward,
Yep.
then it's not going to happen. And I think with the idea of contributing, I love that word, by the way. I don't know if I have help on my website, Lisa Marie, but I think I have the
I
word
know, I have to go
support
look.
a lot. I have the word support a lot because I like the idea of I'm going to support you through the journey. I'm not going to cure you. I'm not going to take it all away. I'm not going to make it so you don't have to do any of the work, because honestly, I think the growth happens when you do the work, right?
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
where you internalize. And so I think reminding people that they can give themselves permission to
Yep.
make a choice. They get to make the choice. I
Bang
can
on.
give you all the options, but you have to make the choice. And making a choice is a very powerful position to
I
be
was
in.
just going to say that.
Extremely powerful.
Yes.
I actually, my newsletter that went out yesterday was all about the little things and that you have to choose joy, right? Joy is not going to come find you. It's not going to tap you on the shoulder. It's not going to bowl you over. You have to look for it. You have to be intentional. It's the same thing with hope.
I'm going to
Okay.
choose some more
Yeah.
sleep. Lisa Marie, yeah, me and
Yeah.
you. More sleep.
Well, I mean, I tell people all the time, and Char's even heard me say this, I don't like working out. I can't stand it. I choose to take care of my health mentally and physically. So each day I choose to show up for my trainer and work
Yeah.
out. My oldest is autistic and has major depressive disorder. Somebody asked her, and she's 20, and someone said something to her, and she just looked at her, and I will cry. She looked at me, she said, I choose. She chooses every morning to get up and try again.
Hmm.
And you said try. We used to try. You said
Yeah.
try again.
Yeah.
That's what she chooses, especially when she's, when you have major depressive disorder. That means anything and everything can just trigger it, and it just
Yeah.
comes out of the blue. And it's
Yeah.
really hard to push yourself. And sometimes she chooses to go lay down and sleep because there's just nothing else. There's nothing else for her brain to do or help her do. But the thing is, she still chooses each and every day.
Mhm.
And it's because she still has what we talk about, that spark of hope. Now, that's on a what do you call it, that edge, right? I mean, she's, not the edge of ending her life. She's told all of us she doesn't want to. She used to want to a long time ago, and she doesn't. And she still chooses, right, not to give up, because she could very easily choose to give up, and then be on that edge. And then when there's entrepreneurship or with money or money management, I tell people all the time, you have a choice. You can choose to believe there's no way out,
Mhm.
Mhm.
or you can choose to believe that there's something more. You're not meant to just barely get by, regardless of what stories were told or what stories you told yourself, and choose to do something different and choose to change
Yep.
and go forward. It's all a choice. And I'm the same
Yes.
way that Margaret is. You have to choose, and then
Yeah.
you have to be willing to do the work, because it's
Yeah.
not going to happen overnight.
Exactly. When
Come
I
on.
end,
Come on.
when
Yes.
when I end my show
I can
every
talk
week,
about it all day, okay?
when I end my show every week, the last sentence is, you can always make another choice. And the fact is on those days when you want to take the computer and throw it out the window, or you want to get in the car and drive as fast as you can and hit everything in your way, or you want to jump in the lake and never get out, or, lock the doors, turn off, throw the phone out the window, just like tomorrow, I can make another choice tomorrow. And you can make another choice. And there are days when, the computer is just messing up for me. And I'm like, okay, universe,
Today.
I got you. I'm going away. I'm walking away from it. I'm going to walk away from it. It doesn't mean that it's over, but on those days when you feel like giving up, what if you just asked yourself, okay, what other choice could I make right now?
Yep.
What other choice could I make? So I think the four of us could talk for days. How about this?
Really? What was your
Yeah,
first clue?
I was gonna say, what gave you that impression?
And there's only four of us here. There's 21 of us in this summit. So I want to kind of set the stage about what's going to happen in the summit. So we're going to have everybody speaking. Everyone's going to have a 25-minute talk. We've got amazing, oh, I can't wait for everybody to see all the different topics. It's very cool. Thank you, universe. And we are going to be talking about our area of expertise, whatever our area of expertise is. This isn't a summit where we're going to be sitting around crying and really talking about the depths of hell that many of us have been through and we've talked about today. This is really about showing up and providing an opportunity for people to choose more hope in whatever area that they are challenged with, and to have a great time, because we're fun people. We are fun people. And we're going to
We do say so ourselves.
If I don't say it, girl, if I wait for everybody else. So we're going to have fun. We're going to be networking. We're going to be meeting other people. We're going to making connections. Every one of the speakers are bringing their A game, and they're bringing offers, VIP offers to the table that, like, seriously, it'll blow your mind. I mean, I can't wait to get my fingers in and register for all the VIPs, because I'm going to. I think I'm going to block out the month after the summit to be able to take advantage of it. I'm serious. I can just block my whole calendar and then I'll go, okay, I don't have anything that day. I can do some work that day.
I just think we need to have a VIP attendee weekend and rent an Airbnb mansion, and we just all show up and do our thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, Melitza, you guys got to come to Canada. She lives in the country, and you should see this huge place that she has, the acreage she has, and the animal, the wildlife that's around her. She has a cabin. Like, we got a place.
As long as it's not cold, I am down for traveling to Canada.
Bingo.
Okay, well,
it's gonna be hot.
It has to be during the months that it's not cold.
Okay, sweetheart.
Okay, there's more than
as
one.
cold as
just
we
so you
get,
know.
we get that hot. Like, I'm telling you.
But I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I can handle that. I can't handle the last
Okay.
time I went to Canada, they were like, "Oh, this isn't cold," and there's like bunch of snow everywhere, and they're like, "It's not cold," and I'm like,
Oh,
it's all relative.
Cold?
Oh,
Like,
you-
oh no, we're actually getting and then and it's weird. The sun was out and it was still snowing.
Yes, that's the most wonderful time.
No, it is not.
No.
Okay, we're gonna differ. Differ on this part. Us Canadian girls, we know how to handle it.
Well, and that's why you live there. I choose not to.
You pick
made the
a
choice.
month that it's not snowing, and I am there.
It's not
Or
snowing.
we'll just go on the Sparks of Hope cruise.
Ooh.
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 Okay. I like that one even better.
Okay, let's put that out there. Well, thank you, all three of you, for saying hell yes to joining us on the summit, for sharing your brilliance, for showing up, for being here today to really light the flame of all of this, because it's in my heart that we make a difference in the world. And what
Yes.
better way than to bring expert speakers to the table? And, you know, that's one of the things that's on my heart, is for people to show up and speak, because that's, to me, that's one of the ways that we contribute to ourselves through learning more about who we are as a brilliant human being. And that's how we contribute to other people. So I really
Absolutely.
appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If we're watching live, we would love you to say #live. If you're watching in the replay, #replay. And May the 9th, be there.